Title: The Digital Detox. Anna lived in a busy city, her life always connected to screens. As a freelance writer, she relied on her phone, laptop, and tablet to keep up with emails, deadlines, and the world around her. She felt like her life was always rushing, always plugged in. But lately, something had changed. The constant notifications, emails, and endless social media scrolling had begun to wear her down. It was a Friday night when Anna first felt it. She was sitting on her couch, phone in hand, scrolling through endless feeds. There were work emails to reply to, social media updates she hadn't checked in days, and a dozen other digital tasks waiting for her attention. She was overwhelmed and exhausted, but she couldn't stop. The digital noise kept buzzing, tugging at her attention. Her phone beeped with yet another notification: new sale on your favorite online store. It was the last straw. Enough, she whispered to herself, slumping back into the couch. She had had enough of this constant barrage of information. She needed a change. The next morning, Anna woke up and decided to do something about it. She had read an article last week about how digital decluttering can improve your mental health, and the more she thought about it, the more it made sense. Her life wasn't just cluttered with physical things, digital life was just as overwhelming. Anna sat down at her desk, staring at the screen. Her inbox had over 20 unread emails. She had files on her desktop dating back years some she had never even opened. Her phone was no better. She had over 300 photos to go through and more apps than she could count. She didn't even remember downloading half of them. Her first thought was, where do I even start? But as she sat there, she realized she didn't need to do everything at once. She could break it down into small steps and slowly, bit by bit, regain control of her digital life. Anna knew the most overwhelming part of her digital clutter was her email inbox. Every time she opened it, she felt like she was drowning in a sea of unread messages. It wasn't just work. Email sit was newsletters, promotional emails, and random sign-up confirmations from websites she had visited once. She set a timer for 30 minutes and made a deal with herself. She would spend just half an hour working through it. As she began scrolling through her inbox, she started by deleting anything that was obviously spam. The amount of junk email was astonishing. She clicked unsubscribe on every newsletter that didn't serve a purpose, and within minutes, her inbox was already lighter. But the real challenge came next: sorting the important emails. Anna created folders for different categories: work, personal, and archive. Any email she needed to keep, she moved to its respective folder. She deleted emails from 2 years ago that no longer had any relevance. When the timer went off, she was amazed at how much she had accomplished. The email inbox that had once felt like a mountain was now a manageable task. There were just a few emails left to respond to, and they weren't even that urgent. For the first time in a long time, Anna felt a sense of control. Anna's phone was another problem. She had apps she hadn't used in ages, and her photos were a jumbled mess of random pictures, screenshots, and duplicates. She also had constant notifications pinging her messages, updates, and alerts from apps she didn't even remember downloading. She started with her apps. What am I really using? She asked herself. There were dozens of games she'd played once and then abandoned. There were photo editing apps, fitness trackers, and news apps, many of which she hadn't opened in months. With a few taps, Anna deleted the apps she no longer needed. She kept only those that helped her work, stay connected with friends, or added real value to her life. Her phone felt lighter already. Next, she tackled the photo gallery. There were over 20 photos on her phone, many of which were blurry, duplicates, or screenshots of random things she'd wanted to save but never looked at again. Anna spent the next hour going through them one by one. She deleted old selfies, photos of food she had long since eaten, and pictures of receipts she no longer needed. By the end of the hour, she had cleared over 500 photos. Finally, she went through her contacts and deleted numbers of people she hadn't spoken to in years. When she was finished, her phone was almost unrecognizable. It felt lighter, quieter, and more organized. Anna's computer was another story entirely. It had become a digital junkyard with files scattered across the desktop and folders full of unorganized documents. She had been meaning to clean it up for months, but it always felt too overwhelming. She started by sorting her desktop. She moved every file into a folder called Temp, a place where she could temporarily store things before deciding what to do with them. Slowly, Anna went through each folder, moving files into proper categories. Work documents went into the Work folder, and personal files into Personal. She found files she had completely forgotten, aborted projects, photos, and notes from meetings. Some files were from years ago, and they had no value anymore. She deleted them. It felt freeing to let go of all that unnecessary digital baggage. But Anna's biggest challenge came when she looked at her browser. She had dozens of tabs open, each one representing something she had left unfinished. A draft of an article she hadn't sent, a shopping cart for an item she had never bought, articles she had saved to read later. It took some time, but Anna went through each tab. She finished the article draft and sent it to the client. She cleared the shopping cart. She read and deleted the articles. By the end of it, her browser was empty. She smiled at the simplicity of it. The final step in Anna's digital decluttering journey was social media. She had been following hundreds of accounts over the years, some of which she didn't even remember why she followed. Her news feeds were filled with distractions, and the constant scrolling was eating up her time. Anna went through each platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and unfollowed accounts that didn't add value to her life. She unfollowed people who made her feel anxious or stressed and followed new accounts that inspired her artists, writers, and motivational speakers. She also decided to turn off non-essential notifications. She didn't need to be alerted every time someone liked her post or sent a message. It felt freeing to take back control of her time. As Anna took a step back and looked at the progress she had made, she noticed something important. She felt better. Her phone, computer, and inbox were not only more organized, they felt lighter. The constant noise of notifications had quieted down, and her mental clarity had improved. She realized that digital decluttering wasn't just about getting rid of old files or cleaning up her phone. It was about reclaiming her space. It was about creating a peaceful environment where she could focus on what truly mattered. By simplifying her digital world, Anna had created space for more productivity, creativity, and peace. The clutter was gone, and in its place, there was clarity. Anna smiled at her now organized digital world, feeling a sense of accomplishment. She could finally breathe. The digital chaos was behind her. She felt more in control than ever before. And now, every time she opened her laptop or checked her phone, she felt at ease, knowing that everything had its place. Digital decluttering had not only transformed her devices, but her entire mindset. Feeling inspired to declutter your own digital world? Subscribe and follow for more tips and strategies to simplify your digital life, one step at a time.